Information security risk assessments help organizations assess and manage incidents that have the potential to cause harm to their sensitive data. They're at the core of any ISO 27001 compliance project. Conducting a risk assessment can be daunting, so we've simplified the ISO 27001 risk assessment process into 7 simple steps. Step 1. Define your risk assessment methodology. First, you should look at the context of your organization. This consists of your legal, regulatory and contractual obligations, your objectives concerning information security in the wider business, and the needs and expectations of its stakeholders. Next, you should look at the risk criteria. These are an agreed way of measuring risks, usually according to the impact they'll cause and the likelihood of them occurring. Finally, you need to determine your risk acceptance criteria. You can't eradicate every risk you face, so you must decide the level of residual risk you're willing to leave unaddressed. Step 2. Compile a list of your information assets. ISO 27001 gives organizations the choice of evaluating through an asset-based approach or a scenario-based approach. We generally recommend taking an asset-based approach, in part because you can work from an existing list of information assets. This includes hard copies of information, electronic files, removable media, mobile devices, and intangibles such as intellectual property. Step 3. Identify threats and vulnerabilities. Once you've created your list of information assets, it's time to determine the risks associated with them. For example, when analyzing work-issued laptops, one of the risks you highlight will be the possibility of them being stolen. Step 4. Evaluate risks. Some risks are more severe than others, so you need to determine which ones you need to be most concerned about at this stage. This is where your risk criteria come in handy. They provide a guide that helps you compare risks by assigning a score according to risk's likelihood of occurrence and the damage they'll cause. Step 5. Treat the risks. There are 4 ways that organizations can treat risks. Modify the risk by applying security controls to reduce the likelihood of it occurring and/or damage it will cause. Retain the risk, except that it falls within previously established risk acceptance criteria or via extraordinary decisions. Avoid the risk by changing the circumstances that are causing it. Share the risk with a partner, such as an insurance firm or a third party that's better equipped to manage it. ISO 27001 requires all risks to have an owner responsible for approving any risk treatment plans and accepting the level of residual risk. Step 6. Compile risk reports. Next comes the documentation process, which is necessary for audit and certification purposes. The most important documents are the risk treatment plan, which documents the decisions you've made regarding risk treatment, and the statement of applicability. Step 7. Review, monitor and audit. ISO 27001 requires your organization to continually review, update and improve the ISMS to ensure it's working as intended. You'll need to repeat the assessment process annually to ensure you've accounted for changes in how your organization operates and the changing threat environment. Learn more about risk assessments from the experts. Visit our website today to find out more about how to conduct error-free and compliant risk assessments.